Welcome back, folks. We have a BOXALL game next coming up here. It's Australia Capital Territory versus Queensland here. It's Cockburn Arena just after 1 p.m. local time. With me is my partner, Amy. We've switched out. We've got Amy coming in for Chris. And I'm Evan Locke. Looking forward to this game. The Queensland team has been very strong thus far. Just as a recap from the last game, we did have a couple of the freeze games that finished off with the last game of WA versus South Australia. It wasn't exactly a tight game in the score sheet, but a great game overall. How are you doing today, Amy?
I am great. Thank you for having me back today, Evan. We are looking forward to this game. Currently, Queensland is sitting on the top of the pack in the points with 3 wins and no losses, and ACT is at number 4. They've had 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 overtime loss. They have 7 points, so they're not too far behind Queensland at the moment. This will be an exciting game today.
Excellent.
I'm going to read through the players of the Queensland team. They are the away team today. We have number 5, Charlotte Kelly. Number 7, Jasmine Gray. Number 8, Courtney Mahoney. Number 9, Renee Perry. Number 11, Soren Powell. Number 12, Crystal Goulter. Number 15, Grace Duffy. Number 20, Kate Barber. Number 22, Jamie Goonan. Number 23, and the captain, Abby Brown. Number 24, Amanda Dixon. Number 28, Lisa McMahon. 29, Georgia Watts. 66, Kate Sinclair. And the starting goalie today will be number 31, Katie Meyer, and number 2, Alana Pierce as the other goalie for the team. Oh, sorry, the head coach, Matthew Meyer. Assistant coach, Charles Rivard-Cloutier. And team managers, Lee Brown and Kristen Schlenker as the equipment manager.
Okay, well, before I get into the ACT, I have to say, as the Canadian in the box here, that was an excellent French accent by my Minnesota colleague and French prof. That was excellent.
Thank you, but I don't have a Quebec accent. I have to work on that one. I'll have to ask Charles how to say his name. Charles.
Better you doing it, though, because I'm the only one in my house that does not speak a lick of French. So there we go. Okay, so for ACT, we have number 2, Ebony Brunt. Number 7, Ava Pickering. Number 8, Madison Sargent. Number 11, Stephanie Boxall. That's a familiar name. It is. Number 12, Lucy York. Number 13, Elizabeth Mutton. 14 is Jessica Forward. 16 is Damantina Dowell. I'm hoping I'm doing that right.
Sounds right. 17,
Andillian Kenyon. 18, Angela Stokes. 19, Nikita Horvath. Sorry. Number 20 is Nikita King. 77 is Island Kenyon. And number 1 in goal, Ruby Abbott Manox. The head coach, Chris DeKeen. Assistant coaches, Madeline Prescott and Jake Goodwin. And team managers, Victoria Edwards.
The officials we have today are Hayden Rogers as the referee, and the linesmen are Easton Shearer and Jameson Harris. I am very much looking forward to watching Stephanie Boxall play in person. I am roughly in the same age category, I hear, as Stephanie, and she has been a powerhouse for this team. So it's very exciting and inspiring to watch her continue to play the game.
Absolutely. Look, out here with the sea on. I'm not sure if I'm correct here. I've seen Stephanie play, and I've actually announced a game of hers, but I could have sworn this was with a different state before.
Oh.
I'm not. Yeah.
Interesting.
That could be easily called out by anyone listening right now, and they're all shaking their heads, I'm sure. But I could have sworn she was on the Victoria side before this, but I may be verbally slapped later.
Well, somebody will tell us in the comments, hopefully, and they'll correct us when we're wrong.
That's true. That's true.
But I found out we can't read the comments after the game, so they have to come through live, and we need our producer, Cass, to tell us when we are making mistakes.
Yep, she's nodding. Good.
All right, she will do that. Good. I note also that ACT only has 1 goalie on their roster. So we will be watching Abbott Monix in net. And as we said before, Katie Meyer will be starting today for Queensland. She is a junior goalie. She has been phenomenal so far in this tournament. We have seen Alana Pierce on the ice quite strong as well. So if things need to get mixed up, they will. It looks like pucks are coming in now. We're about to get started.
Just minutes away here, folks. We do have a very chilly day here. It's been definitely a chilly day here in the booth. My feet have definitely let me know all day long that that's been the case.
But that's because you've been here all day long.
That's true. That's true. An early start to get the temperature down low very early on and and continuing on.
I think we can jump up and down in the box and nobody will see us on the camera, so we can stay warm that way.
Oh, that's true.
We are very aware that the play gets very close to us sometimes, so if you hear a pause or a big sigh or something, that's usually play coming near us.
That's true, yes. Just yesterday we had a couple of incidents with, I had one with a stick about, 10 centimeters from my eyeballs. That was a bit of an eye-opener, pardon the pun.
Literally.
And Amy had one there that was probably, 30 centimeters or so from her noggin, so that was not, we've all been sort of warned, not intentionally, I suppose.
But we are learning, so we will pay attention. So it looks like we're about to get started with the puck drop. Abby Brown, captain, playing center. It looks like number 2, Ebony Brunt, going to take that face-off for ACT. And we're off. That one goes back into the control of Courtney Mahoney, who is going to move through the ice. The Queensland women will be looking to play hard and strong today. They are starting with one of their top lines out there, and it is being slapped away and also controlled in the corner the best as possible. Abby Brown trying to disrupt that, but we see Brunt, alt captain, coming out now and entering the zone. Sent around to the side, big pass out front back to Brunt, and a shot from, I think that was number 12, number 12, Lucy York, but nothing doing so far. We're coming back around. Jasmine Gray trying to get that out. Soren Powell sends it out, and it's going to be reset by number 77, Elian Kenyon, sending it in for icing.
Quick start to this game. He said he's got right into it.
This is the first game for Queensland today. I think also it's game number 4 for both of these teams. They should be pretty fresh playing in the afternoon, hopefully. So we will see some good, energetic play.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Each team has come in. I haven't seen a team yet that's come in here and not flown around. It's been great to see everyone coming with energy and great game planning.
We have changed centers for Queensland, but Brunt has remained on. Georgia Watts sending that back behind to 77 Kenyon. So there are 2 Kenyons on the team. I will try to differentiate. Watts trying to take a shot. It goes around the boards, back to Goonan. Goonan sending it back around. I had a good chat with Goonan before the game today. She's been looking very strong in this tournament. Coming back up the boards to the right side of the ice. Watts still controlling that, keeping that in the zone. It bobbled past the goal and back to number 16, Dowell, sending it to Goonan. Goonan trying to send it back in. It's still stuck on the boards. Goonan now going, Kate Barber going for a change. And it comes out of the zone. Goonan's going to get that. I think the rest of the line will probably also change. And meanwhile, we have ACT coming out with fresh legs. Moving that puck, Jasmine Gray backhands it into the territory of ACT, back down for Kenyon to send it back. Gray fighting for that against 7, number 7 on ACT, Pickering. Back around to the other side, coming out over to Courtney Mahoney. Courtney Mahoney still controlling the puck. Hard to see around all the obstacles in front of us, but she's sending it back to the point. Goonan takes a good shot, deflected, and now in the control of Stephanie Boxall, sending it out of the zone. Goonan sends it straight back in. Courtney Mahoney does a quick turn and goes in to go after it. Back into the corners. A little bit of movement from Mahoney, making space. She's had a very long shift so far. The rest of her line has gone on for a change, and she's changing direction, taking a shot, pops up into the air, back around for Georgia Watts, who sends it behind the boards, behind the goal. And Georgia Watts still gets back out to Grace Duffy this time. Duffy sends it back in. Staying in the zone now, it comes out. Finally, Queensland offside. It's an opportunity for ACT to shift direction. Boxall backhands it in, and she will go for a change. Duffy chases that down. She has a little bit of pressure coming towards her. She passes it out to Barber and back over to number 12, York. Still in the Queensland territory, back to Stokes. Stokes loses control, comes out to Mutton. Mutton now D-to-D pass over to Sargent. Back in, Georgia Watts up the left side. That's her strength right there. She leaves it behind. Coming out now, comes out of the zone to the stick of Amanda Dixon. Dixon sends it back in. Her team has cleared the zone and we're going back in again. Long run here in the commentary. No calls so far, no whistles. Constant play. Mahoney keeps it in momentarily. It pops out finally. Powell sweeps that away from Ebony Brunt. It goes back around the corner. Brunt chasing it. She has a player behind the net who passes it out to the front, trying to make a mess in front of the net. That's a big mess. Meyer not able to control it, but it comes out. Mahoney trying to get there. Now Powell's going to pick that up. She's going to go the other direction, stay out of danger. She's getting a lot of pressure from Endilian Kenyon. Backhand from Brown, back out to the point from an alt captain, slams it against the boards, bounces out behind the net, and still following through. 22 Goonan keeping on that. It's popped out to BOXALL. Mahoney gets around her. She's going to go with speed. She's got 2 defenders in front of her. She just loses control of the puck into the boards and picks it up again. She's another one of those players who is tenacious. She will not let control go. Powell now with the puck. Sends it across, but her D partner's not there. Just floats on the blue line and comes out for number 7, Pickering. Pickering entering the zone. A little bit of a block from Lisa McMahon. And back around to the other side to the ACT player. And back and forth. Pickering back to Kenyon. And they're trying to get in position so they can do something with it, but Jasmine Gray takes control, moves it out of the zone. Pickering's going to get there first. Gray is going for a change. Pickering resetting, sends it across to Mutton. And now coming back in, I think that is BOXALL. I can't see the number very well. Yeah, it was BOXALL, sends it across, yep, in front of the net, and back over to Amanda Dixon. Kept in easily by ACT. Hard pass from Renee Perry, sending it around the boards. And BOXALL is there trying to control that. McMahon's going to try to send it back out again. I will say we have a couple of older players on the Queensland team as well, again in my age category, so I'm not going to call us old, but mature. We're mature. We have
players.
So playing intelligently as well and knowing exactly when to use their energy and guiding the younger players how to do it as well. Dixon took a shot, hit the shoulder of the goalie. Not sure if that will account for a shot on or not. We are 2 shots for home ACT, 1 shot for Queensland at the moment. Still 0-0 with 9:23 in the first. Coming out, setting up the play, goes past the stick of number 14, right in front of the box. Duffy trying to get there. Sinclair takes control, sends it to Goonan. Goonan trying to get that out to Barber and sent straight back into the corner again. One of the ACT players has lost the stick and has gone for a change. Good pressure from Nikita Horvath. And Sinclair trying to take that out. Grace Duffy takes control. She backhands it out, trying to get it to her player, and it's sent straight back in by ACT. And whistle.
We finally have a whistle. My goodness, that was a lot of back and forth, Amy. Great job. We had end-to-end action there. There was a big flurry about halfway through with in the Queensland end after there had been nothing for quite a while. Meyer did a great job there of defending all of that. Didn't end up with a lot of shots, but they did get a couple there, official shots on goal. Meyer did a great job defending that.
Brown controlled the face-off, got it to Mahoney. Opportunity for Charlotte Kelly, but again blocked. Picked up by number 16, Dowell. Dowell moving it out of the zone. Back to Grace Duffy, who keeps it out, but number 14, forward, sends it straight back in. What a great name for a player, forward.
Duffy, forward name forward.
Forward name forward, exactly right. Sometimes we wonder if our names dictate our professions. Mm-hmm. All right, sent back in and around. Goonan trying to get there first and icing.
Just like Creasy yesterday with in the crease, and now today we have a forward at forward.
The person who sold me my house was named Sellers.
There you go. Sometimes it works out that way.
All right, reset deep in the ACT zone after that icing call. So ACT will be looking for a change. I think those players have been out there for a little bit already. Sinclair's going to take that face off against Brunt. That one goes back to Queensland. Watts trying to get there. Powell sends it back in over to Watts. Watts takes a shot wide around the boards to the other side, trying to keep that in. Dixon does so, keeps it in, sends it back the other way. Number 77 chasing that, but Watts is going to pick that up again. So Watts trying to fish that puck out and keep control. She kicks it forward, taken out by Brunt. Brunt sends it around the boards to the other side. She has her player on the boards still in. And Barber sends it back, but now it's picked off again by Brunt, the alt captain. Brunt coming in, going around the defender and the center for Queensland. Shot on and taken away by Sinclair. Sinclair from Canada making a move, takes a shot, got deflected. It would have been on the net, but ACT deflected it away. Coming back the other side. She goes for a change. Powell tries to poke check that, but it's still coming out. Dixon slaps that away. Perry tried to get on there, and now we have Georgia Watts. Georgia Watts, we know she's fast. She's a one-on-one right now. Block shot, and another shot by Watts. That was exciting, but a good save by the goalie, Abbott Mannix. and kept in by Georgia Watts. She goes for a change. Behind the board, I keep saying boards instead of goal. I don't know why, but McMahon is struggling to take control of that puck, but there are 2 ACT players in front of her. Coming back out to Goonan, pops off of Goonan's stick, goes into the control of Renee Perry, who's playing center today. And off the boards and back into the zone we go. ACT getting there. They sent it hard off. Sent back in by Goonan. Goonan, again, on point. She plays that blue line solidly every time. Stephanie BOXALL sending it back to Pickering, and it's still floating there. Gets past Mahoney, and now there's an opportunity, but we see Charlotte Kelly scoop that up and keep it away from Mutton. She sends it back. Big hit in front of us, and hit the team manager in the face with a stick and an apology for Mutton at the same time. Everyone will see if they're okay. They will be checked on. There's a big shot on net right there. A little bit of mess in front of the ACT goal, but nothing doing. Coming back out, Jasmine Gray trying to keep control of that. She is a strong player, and they're battling in the board still. BOXALL trying to help, comes out to Duffy. Duffy sends it back to her D partner, Goonan. Goonan's going to enter in. I think that stick hit Lee Brown in the face. All right, Jasmine Gray coming back, taking a shot, blocked, back around the boards the other side. Number 17, Kenyon, sends it out, kept in the zone, shouldered, and Sinclair scoops it up, and she's going to reset. This is some constant play. Clear, Sinclair is clear. She's looking for Barber if she can, out in the slot. Goonan keeping it in. Goonan's going to press in. Now she has an opportunity. She'll fight for that. Gray now assisting with that. And Sinclair coming in to help as well. That is hard fought with Endillian Kenyon there. And coming now on the stick of ACT, I think that is Brunt sending a pass up to number 12, York. York making a move on the goalie. And a good save from Katie Meyer. Back beautiful behind save. The goal. And a whistle.
Brunt to York. Brunt, York, and Kenyon are the 3 top scorers in the tournament so far. Brunt leading all scorers with 15 points total. York has 12 and Kenyon has 10.
That's amazing.
So this lineup is stacked with some scorers.
And we know BOXALL has a fair number of points as well, so that is a strong team. Indeed she does, yep. All right, Abby Brown's going to take that face-off against BOXALL. BOXALL wins it. Now back to Kenyon. Good pressure from Kelly. Back over to 24. Amanda Dixon, pass up to Kelly, off of the stick of Kelly. Mahoney again waiting at the blue line. Kelly takes it in, keeping it away from the defender. Now off of the skate of one of the ACT players, and they're setting it up. Poked away by Dixon, but BOXALL undeterred. Gets it up to her forward. That one shot goes wide in front of the goalie. ACT backhanding it back in. Pickering trying to keep it in. Number 13, Mutton now fighting for that with BOXALL. BOXALL has control. Poked away by Brown. Brown trying to get the stick from BOXALL away from her, and she pops that out back out to Kenyon. And Mutton with the puck. Some of the Queensland team changing. The centers have changed now. BOXALL on the blue line, but now Mahoney has a move. She's got all 5 of the ACT players watching her. Glove down save by Abbott Monix. Solid glove save there. No rebound whatsoever. Everyone gets a chance to take a breather, including Amy. Ha! Who needs to breathe? Face-off's going to be on the glove side, left-hand side of Abbott Monix. And here we go. One by Sinclair, controlled by Barber. Back out to Goonan, a shot on, another save. And Queensland's going to want to turn up those shots as much as they can. We're even now 4-4 shots. 0-0 is the score. Queensland looking to do something. Watts sends it back around. McMahon sending it back to Watts. Watts getting a lot of pressure. I think that's from Sargent possibly there. Sinclair still fighting for it. McMahon coming in to assist. Sinclair is down. There's 3 Queensland players trying to keep the puck in. Watts comes out of the zone. Kate Barber now controlling it. She goes in. Sinclair's going for a change. Kate Barber sends it around the boards. That one picked up by ACT to number 14 forward, waiting to break out, but it's kept in again by Goonan. By Jamie Goonan. That puck is still in. McMahon fighting for it. Barber, big hit onto that, and goes back in and around the boards again to Goonan. Goonan takes a shot, goes behind the net, and Back out to the other defender for ACT. That one tipped, but kept in again by McMahon. McMahon takes a moment, flicks it down, still in the zone. And Renee Perry trying to do something with it. She sends it straight across. Unfortunately, couldn't get to the stick of Kelly. Sent back by Goonan, blocked, and then back to Goonan again. And ACT sends it out, and that will likely be icing, but they're going to try to chase it, and they might make it. They do.
Great effort there by ACT coming down the ice to make sure that icing was waved.
And Queensland elects to send it straight down the other direction, and number 16 Dowell picks that up. She sends a wobbly pass, picked off by Abby Brown, and it's out of the zone. Kenyon back to Coulter, and comes back to Duffy. Duffy D-to-D pass to Dixon. Dixon, we know she can play forward or defense. She has a nice pass to Mahoney, waiting on that blue line. Attempted shot goes wide. Abby Brown collecting on the other side. And number 16, again, Dowell picking that up. And the puck's just sort of sitting there. Dick gets past Dixon, comes out of the zone. Grace Duffy's going to chase that. That goes right on net to Katie Meyer, who didn't poke it away the first time, but did get it away the second time. ACT now with an opportunity. They want to keep it in. Shot blocked again. That Abby Brown's stick went out, and Katie Meyer made another good save. Kenyon 77 sending that back in, and now Dixon sends it out. Mahoney is going to try to get there. Stopped by Dowell. 77. Kenyon sends it back further. Duffy sends it back to the ACT hands. Number 12, York sends it into the zone. Georgia Watts will try to bring that out of the zone. She does. She has to power through one of the ACT players. Stephanie Boxall backhands it out of the zone, and it's picked up by number 12. Back down, touched by Kate Barber. Chased down by Pickering. Pickering and Barber behind the net. Barber's going to go for a good pass, trying to get that up to Watts. But Boxall is there. She sends it back around behind Katie Meyer in goal. And there's so many sticks in the way, and Meyer freezes the puck with 50 seconds remaining in the first period.
Unbelievable. This period has just gone by so quickly with very little stoppages, back and forth. I'm not sure we've seen such an even period of hockey in this whole tournament, back and forth.
Absolutely incredible. As you say, it's been fast and very few whistles as well. That face-off, controlled by ACT, but taken away by Kate Sinclair for Queensland. She sends it up off the boards, and it's picked up again by, I think that's Brunt. Sorry, maybe Sargent. Hard for me to see right now. Boxall with the puck now, having a moment with Sonnet. Tries again, bobbles up, and into the glove of Katie Meyer. We will reset to her blocker side.
We just talked about no stoppages, then we get a couple right in a row. That's typically the way it works.
It's
25
like
seconds
that.
left in the first, folks.
Say it, and it will happen. That's what happened yesterday. We talked about Queensland penalties, and suddenly there was one.
That's exactly right.
All right. Face off. Abby Brown against Brunt. That one picked up by Kenyon, and another stoppage of play.
just as predicted.
Yes. So we'll wind down slowly in the first period. 21 seconds remaining. That one won by Abby Brown. Howell gets her stick on it. Goonan now is going to pick that up and send it out to Gray, but it's kept in by Dowell. And now Courtney Mahoney scoops it up. She's really acting like a second center. She shoots right on. Nice save by Abbott Monix. I don't know if she was expecting that, but she was ready.
That was a quick one.
Very quick. And a whistle for the end of the period.
She had to be sharp there and was sharp. Great period. Fantastic.
Very fast play. It will just be a really short break between the first and second period. I can see the breathing of the Queensland players as they skate back to the away bench, and I can also see the ACT players catching their breath. So that was a lot of fast play. And
well earned by both sides. There it was, from drop of puck to the end of that period. It was nonstop the whole time. And, of course, no whistles either. So these ladies have put in everything. The shots are 8-5 right now. There wasn't any scoring in the first to talk about, but my goodness, a lot of scoring chances, a lot of great defensive play as well, and the goaltending has been excellent on top of all of that.
I'll also say I haven't checked the stats for ACT, but I think both of the teams are very low penalties at the moment. I think I looked at Queensland last night. They were running around 10 penalty minutes total, so 5 penalties through the 3 games. roughly. Somebody can check me on that, but it was looking very clean and constant play for Queensland, and that's working to their advantage. But the same thing is happening today for ACT. We're not seeing any penalties, very few stoppages of play, as we've said. We've got a minute remaining. Again, it's 8 shots for ACT, 5 for the away team, Queensland. Queensland will be looking to intensify as much as possible. Mahoney's doing a lot of that work. As I've said before, she's waiting for the puck to be delivered to her, but we know she can move it herself if she needs to. She is a weapon. Georgia Watt's very similar kind of player, able to move that puck very quickly, and both of those players have very strong shooting power.
Oh, excellent, yes. And hey, we did talk about it during the period. Stephanie BOXALL did play for Victoria in 2023. Oh. Thank goodness. I was sweating that one. I was sweating that one after I said it out loud. I thought, oh gosh, but no, someone online has confirmed it. So thank you for that.
That's fantastic. You have a very good memory, Evan.
That is new. That is not usually the case.
Not sure what you can hear at home, but I hear energy from both of the benches.
Both sides, yeah.
Changing direction now. Goalies give each other a little tap of the glove as they change sides for the second period. I love that. Katie Meyer is always a good team player, good sport. I've seen her do that at home at just about every game.
Look, Chris and I were just talking about it at the end of the last game. It's one thing I know I'm very proud of as a Canadian who grew up with hockey. The shaking of the hands, the tapping of each other, all that stuff. And yes, it's a rough sport and it's competitive, of course, but the sportsmanship in hockey has always been something, a sense of pride for most of us that are involved in it.
That puck has been passed up and into the ACT territory with Courtney Mahoney going around. She's got a couple of players, a couple of options. She's going to change direction. No one's really forechecking her too much. Jasmine Gray now with the puck, and it's picked off by Dowell. Dowell trying to do something with it. They're fighting with each other into the boards, and it goes back out to ACT off the boards. Oh, just out of reach of Dixon. Dixon sends it back the other way, and that's going to be collected by Kenyon. Kenyon has time. Full line change for Queensland, it looks like, and passed up ACT to Brunt. Brunt sending it across, picked off by Powell now. Powell has a chance to move the puck, and she moves it out of the zone, and she passes it in. And Dowell touches it, and Kelly's going to get there, but it's controlled by number 12, Lucy York. Back out to number 16, looking for a pass. Dixon's there this time. She takes a shot. It's deflected in front of the net by ACT. Good play by Dowell. Powell uses her feet and keeps that in, but is taken down by a stick, which is wrapped around her legs, and she keeps fighting for it. I hope this is on video. It's amazing. All right. Back into the territory of ACT, and they are controlling it while the rest of that line goes for a change for Queensland. Perry stops that on just outside of the blue line and sends it back in, and she too goes for a change. So that was the line 3, now changing for one of the top lines, maybe line 2 at the moment has come out, I'm not entirely sure. Sinclair taps that back into the zone, and number 18, Stokes, trying to send it out, and a whistle.
You have a penalty coming up here. Stick knocked out of the hands.
Slashing call.
Going to be a slashing call, yep. I think we're going to have a visitor here in our box.
Our good friend Kate Sinclair will be coming to the penalty box with a smile on her face.
With a smile on her face, though. What a great idea.
Hey, Kate, how are you?
That's why I'm laughing.
That's all good.
Well, it's not my fault she's so weak.
You're on air.
My name's Lauren.
She's changed her name. We don't know her identity.
To be honest, I was surprised.
It's all good. Stephanie BOXALL taking the face-off against Abby Brown. Abby tries to control that, but it comes back out to the ACT. Brunt tried to take a shot and now picked up again by ACT. I'm sorry, I'm still giggling about Kate here in the box. It's fun to talk about the penalties when we have the penalty holder in the box with us. Not intimidating whatsoever. We feel free to speak. That puck is cleared by Queensland. 1:38 remaining in the penalty, being chased down by Island Kenyon. Kenyon picking that up. Mahoney is there. She sends a pass out to number 12, York. And back out to Brunt now. Brunt's got it in her territory and scoring possibility. Good leg save from Katie Meyer. Beautiful work from Meyer. Duffy trying to move that out. That puck is bobbling around. Queensland trying to send that out. Getting it up to Brown. Brown blocked by Kenyon. And back around again we go. Duffy sends it out finally. It gets past ACT. ACT is going to chase that down, and we've got 58 seconds remaining on the penalty on number 66 for Queensland. Power play for ACT, but they're in their own territory. BOXALL not able to see that now. An opportunity for Kate Barber. Sent out right in front of the net, but picked off again. Now on the move, number 7, Pickering, sending it across to Mutton. Mutton opting not to take it in. One of her players was offside. Dixon behind the net, and it sticks into the boards, giving ACT a chance. Mutton sends it back in deep over to number 19, Horvath. Horvath trying to send it out. It comes out of the zone. Again, clearing precious seconds. We have just 11 seconds remaining on the penalty. I'm going to step back
so we're all clear, and I just let Sinclair know that the penalties are once again screwed up from yesterday. So the penalty will end at 11:16, not where it's showing right now.
So we cannot rely on the clock, I think there's another penalty that we missed during that play. Hopefully you've seen it on the YouTube feed. What was the call?
ACT penalty.
2 minutes for tripping on, which number was it? 17.
17,
Number 17, Endillion Kenyon. We're going to have 4-on-4 for a little bit. They've reset the clock now. We know it's 5 seconds remaining on the Queensland penalty and 2 minutes on ACT. We are in ACT territory. Looks like they're trying to put the power play line out, but there's 4 players on for each team. That is correct. We will be releasing the player from the penalty box just shortly. But we are wired here with our mics as well, so it's a little bit of a dance happening in the penalty box.
Okay, thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure having Kate in the box commentating with us. That one gets past Mahoney.
I'm not going to go till it's open.
And now we have our space back, but an icing call. All right, now how do we switch back? I wish we were on camera so people could understand what's happening.
Double jobbing here, dual careers with the penalty box opening and closing and the announcing all at once.
I told my friends yesterday that game, the Queensland Western Australia game yesterday, good shot from the point on Mahoney and a good save from Abbott Monix. And a lot of cheering. The game that we commentated together yesterday, Evan, was probably the most exciting game I have ever commentated, and I do commentary for the AIHL.
No, it was, there was lots happening. There was lots happening.
On the ice, practically. You feel like you're part of the game. Mahoney keeping that in, sending it back. So it is 5-on-4. Another shot trickling in, but no opportunity there. Player down in front of the net. As I said yesterday, Abby Brown there in front of the net. She's known for those garbage goals. That shot went hard, and Brown trying to get that in, and another save from ACT, Abbott Monix on duty. 126 remaining.
Solid play there by Abbott Monix. Just a flurry of action in front of her, but stalwart, absolute oak in front of the net.
Sinclair taking the face off. She wins that. Goes out to Dixon. Dixon has time. Brunt was there, but not really pressuring her. Mahoney with a good shot, blocked in front by BOXALL. Sent back down toward Meyer. Meyer's going to leave that out for her player to reset while the rest of the line goes for a nice change. And Georgia Watts coming after that. She gets it past number 19, Horvath, who had stopped it for a second. She takes a shot, hits the post. BOXALL moving that out. Now, Goonan tapping it back to Perry. Perry in the corner, taken away by BOXALL. Now, I would say those two players are probably about the same age, so it's nice to see that. All right, that comes back out into Queensland territory and picked up by Goonan. Goonan, again, no pressure on her. We do have one ACT player coming a little bit towards her. That's number 19, Horvath. She sends it out. BOXALL picks it up, so it's still in. Barber loses her stick. BOXALL picks up the puck again. Mahoney tries to take it away. Kelly tries to take it away. BOXALL determined and very solid on her feet. So she's just not caring. She'll just take her time, and she pulls that puck out. She backhands it back into the Queensland territory. I don't know how much time we exactly have left on the penalty, but the clock is not showing the right thing. So that puck's right in front of us.
I think it's just 4 seconds left here. If I'm not mistaken, we shall see.
Kelly gets it to Mahoney. Mahoney
Players out.
Bobbles that puck. It was still loose, but the whistle went.
Just in time for even strength play.
Okay, Abbott Monix is having a fantastic game. They're 9 shots now from Queensland, 10 shots for ACT. Again, very even play, 0-0. 9:18 remaining in the second period of the game.
Both goaltenders putting on an absolute clinic here and have had to so far.
Watts takes a shot. That's deflected up into the netting and another whistle. So we will get a puck together and reset back on the right-hand side of the ACT goalie. Sinclair still in center against Ebony Brunt. That one controlled by Brunt and another whistle. Warning. Guess they were a little bit early. So we'll do the same thing all over again for the second go. That one won by Sinclair, I think, and back over to Kenyon. Kenyon passing that up the boards to her sister. I've got to believe that they're sisters. And Kenyon trying to send it up again to her sister and taken out by Brunt. Brunt passing it to York off of the skate of York. Gives an opportunity for Watts to get there first. Watts going to fight for that puck. Poked out by Dixon. Brunt touches it for just a second. Sinclair sends it in. And part of that line going for a change again. ACT trying to get it out of their territory still. McMahon now fighting for that. Off of the boards, Kenyon. And still in. They've got 3 players, but George Watts gets it tall, hits the goalie in the face mask with that puck. It bounced right up in the air.
Fast rise for that one. That was a difficult save for the goaltender.
Now it's come out, gets past McMahon, and coming into the territory, poked away by Amanda Dixon. Nice play. We've got some of the New South Wales players I see around the rink cheering. Looks like maybe for Queensland, I can't tell. Courtney Mahoney with speed, poked away again by Horvath, kept in by Brown, floating across the other side, comes out. Gray trying to get there. And fast feet from ACT. That shot goes very wide and fast and almost comes out the other side. Mutton's trying to send it back in. Queensland trying to send it out. Brown fighting for it. It's popping everywhere. Player down. That's Perry. But Jasmine Gray now, she's going to make a play. She's over the red line, sends it into the corner for ACT and goes for a change as well. ACT trying to get it out of their zone. That one just goes right past Kelly, pops out. Grace Duffy's going to pick it up and send it back to her D partner, Amanda Dixon. Dixon sends it back in, trying to get it to Goulter. She picks it up again. A little bit of confusion with Perry. Everyone's a bit doubled up on each other. They need to get their positioning. Queensland needs to get their positioning a little bit worked out. Dixon's fighting for that. Goulter's trying to help and comes out of the zone. Perry pokes that out of the zone, but Stephanie Boxall has it and the whistle.
Looks like a penalty call coming.
Slashing. Slashing is the call.
I think it's going to ACT. It is, number 16.
We'll see the first power play for Queensland. That penalty is 2 minutes on Dowell for slashing. And Queensland sending out their power play unit. So we are deep in ACT territory at 7:06. And again, we can't rely on the clock. So it should be at 5:06, if I remember that, hopefully, 5:06.
That's what we remember, yep, 5:06.
All right, we're looking for 5:06 or sooner.
Or sooner, depending, yes.
That's won by Brunt and fought for in the corner with Watts and Sinclair. Sinclair gets that out, sends it back to Mahoney. Mahoney has played D in the past, but again, it's a power play unit, so we'd like to put the forwards out in Queensland where possible. Mahoney takes a shot, almost deflected by Brown, but not able to do so. And another whistle. I think did the goal move?
Looks like yes, off the moorings.
Resetting the goal. 1:37 remaining in the power play for Queensland.
Earlier today we had a goal off the moorings and they didn't blow the whistle and then the puck went in the net. And of course they had to take it back. And yeah, so great job by the referee spotting that and blowing it dead.
Good battle in the boards. 4 players together. Trying to control that, but ACT gets past the defender, piles up on a player. Play continues into Queensland territory. Number 12 takes a shot on Meyer, and she has a nice glove save.
Great save. That's a dangerous person right there to be shooting that easily and that close in.
Yeah, York is quite a strong player, and I think that Meyer probably knows her well. So she was ready. She saw that happening. D change for Queensland. 1:18 remaining, but we're missing a player for Queensland. And there she goes.
Barber's on her way in to fill the gap.
And I think that was a warning for them as well. BOXALL trying to take that face off against Watts. Looks like Watts came out with it onto the stick of Mahoney now. And we know Mahoney moving around BOXALL. Mahoney has 2 players in front of her, 1 behind her chopping. She gets a goal. What a beauty of a goal at 6:12.
Absolute beauty.
Power play goal for Courtney Mahoney. Her parents will be thrilled. The team is exploding with joy.
A laser beam, an absolute laser beam, and perfectly placed top right-hand corner. We'll see the replay here now. Coming in on the left side, switches over to the right side and places it in a perfect position there. Not much the goalie could do about that one. When you have a perfect shot like that, it's very difficult to save.
The assists go to Watts and Kelly, and the goal to Courtney Mahoney. Watts is moving up there in the points for Queensland at the moment, as is Mahoney. Renee Perry taking that face-off, won by Brunt, back to ACT to Kenyon. Kenyon having trouble controlling the puck, goes off of the foot of Kenyon, and Goulter fighting for it. Perry keeping it in, but it's coming back out again the other way. So now an opportunity again for ACT. That was the first goal of the game. We waited a very long time for it. We are at 5:53 in the second, and bit of a mess and a goal.
Oh, right back
I
at you.
think that came off of Goonan. She's not looking happy about that. So immediate goal. It just got a little bit messy in front of the net. We don't have a replay, unfortunately, so at home you can rewind and see exactly how that played out. 17 from 2 and 12. That's Kenyon and Dillian Kenyon from Ebony Brunt and Lucy York for the assists.
Just an official scoring on the first one. That was Mahoney on the power play. Her 4th from Watson Kelly. That's Mahoney 6-12 on the power play from Watson Kelly.
We are even 12 shots, and we are even 1-1 in the score. So again, this is the most even BOXALL game I have witnessed yet while we've been here for this tournament. That puck now going into Queensland territory. Duffy is chasing it down, sending it back out to Barber. Barber fighting for it against Kenyon. And Barber gets it back to Duffy. Duffy sends it around the other side. And for an opportunity for Georgia Watts. Georgia Watts, you can see the hunger. I know when she's going to score and when she's going to try to, but that one was poked away from her. She has such determination on her face when she wants to get something back, and she will keep working at it until she does. Sinclair trying to keep that in, but it's coming out now with ACT, alt captain, sending it out. Duffy gets past Duffy. York again, picked off by Dixon and picked up again by Kenyon. Kenyon, back to Kenyon. Kenyon sisters there. BOXALL waiting behind the Queensland net. Good battle for it. Abby Brown doing what she can against BOXALL, keeping it away from Katie Meyer as much as possible, looking to support her. Kenyon sends it around the boards back to BOXALL, but it goes a little bit too hard and over to the other side to Watts. Watts bounces it off the board, sends it to the other side. Now Duffy will collect up. She has BOXALL coming at her. She whiffs at the puck, and she's fighting for it. Does come out. Number 7, Pickering is there. Goes past Abby Brown. Abby Brown finally gets it out of the zone. And coming down the ice slowly. It should not be icing. Queensland having a line change. And coming back out of the zone. Back over to Stephanie BOXALL now on the move. She's got Amanda Dixon poking that away from her. She falls down. And coming now is Courtney Mahoney again. Mahoney with speed. One defender, Pickering trying to get there. She goes around both the defenders, takes a shot into the post, picks up her own rebound, trying to set it up, and a whistle.
Net came off there, I believe. So the official scoring on that ACT goal, Kenyon, her 3rd of the tournament in the shorthand from Brunt and York. So Kenyon, Brunt, and York, for those who were listening in earlier, 3 names I just listed as the top 3 scorers in the tournament so far.
So as expected, again, strong players for ACT. They've reset now. There's a warning. They're telling them to go off. They were too slow to change. They're telling the last player to come out. That's right. Home team has last change advantage. Now they're allowing them to come out. I don't know if it was a warning. I'm not sure exactly what happened,
I
but
think there was
whatever.
a little bit of a warning and a little bit of, well, they're already in there. Let's get this moving.
Queensland line 3, Perry won that. Powell keeps it in, picked off by BOXALL, back out the other way, poked away by Goonan. Goonan, Coulter, and Perry. Perry now sends it in off of the boards on the glass into the corner. Kelly going for it. Kelly's one of the bigger players for Queensland, and Coulter is one of the smaller players for Queensland. I love how they've matched up this line. They're playing really well together. Getting around the Queensland players, around the center. Mutton now, swept away by Kelly. Kelly is a player who played, I believe, for the Goannas in the past and has come back to ice hockey recently. We're excited to have her as a part of this team. Watts coming in strong, but sent out to the blue line by ACT, and they chip it out. Gets past Powell, but Goonan is there to take control of the puck, slow the tempo a little bit, change direction away from Brunt. Nice pass to Powell. Powell has a great pass out to Sinclair, and Sinclair being edged by number 12, but she doesn't lose an edge, whereas York did fall down. Sinclair right out front, just past the stick of the Queensland player. Beautiful setup, but unfortunate that they couldn't capitalize. Goonan pokes that one away, goes back out to York. Her teammate is offside. She's going to enter the zone. Goonan watching. She sends it into the boards. York picks up her own pass, sending it back around to Kenyon. Back out Kenyon to Kenyon, but that one slips past Kenyon and onto the stick of Watts. Watts makes a nice move. She has Mutton watching her. She takes
nice shot. Oh, beautiful shot.
205. Beautiful goal from Georgia Watts, and she's one of the points leaders for the Queensland team.
Beautiful job. Enters the zone, finds some space, looks up, saw the opening, and pops it in that spot beautifully. Great target there.
29 from 20, Kate Barber, and 22, Jamie Goonan for an assist. Those two will be pleased. Georgia Watts doing most of the work, but the initial work back in the field, very important to get that to her. Face-off won by BOXALL. ACT looking to set up another play. Here comes Amanda Dixon. She sends it in. Defender going in to get her own pass. Just moves past her. She's got a player back. Mahoney is covering her. Mahoney takes a shot. That one bobbles up. And
another one. That one snuck in.
That was a crazy accident. Just popped up over the goalie. She will not be happy with that. 148. The score comes up again. Abbott Monix will not be happy. I don't know if we have a replay on that. We do not have a replay on that. That one, she just bobbled it up. It looked like she had control of it. It bounced up over her shoulder and into the net, bringing Queensland up 3-1. Shots still very even. Queensland at 14. ACT at 12. They need to hurry up and get their players out there or they're going to be in trouble. I know there's low tolerance for these change lines here in this tournament. Yep. As we saw earlier in the DeFries tournament, there's the whistle. Finally, Queensland's got a bit organized and they're ready to go. That one controlled by Goonan, back up to Watts. Watts entering the territory, and she's being pressured by Dowell, but she goes straight into the net, bounces that puck off of the boards behind the net, sending it out to Duffy. Duffy settles the puck, takes a shot, goes a little bit wide, but good effort nonetheless, and sent out just past Goonan, and this is an opportunity for York. Because Goonan fell down for just a moment. Watts is there to help defend. Back behind the goal now. Goonan is doing everything to pressure off of the puck. I think that is BOXALL back there with York. Comes around to the other side, popped out to Watts. Watts just skates past it. Dowell keeps it in the zone and sends it back to Lucy York. And Duffy sends it right out, kept in by Kenyon. Kenyon sends it straight back. Duffy looking a little bit tired to have to chase that and do it all over again. It is exhausting. She gets it to Barber, but it just bounces over Barber's stick back to Kenyon. Kenyon sends it back around to Duffy. Duffy trying to stop that puck from Kenyon, the other sister, and a stoppage of play from Katie Meyer covering that. How are we going on stats?
Yeah, so I just, eSports Tech is updating now. I can see that Mahoney had scored 5th goal in the power play at 6:12. I feel like these timings aren't quite perfect because we see here that it says Queensland scored 2, then it was ACT, then Queensland, but we know that Queensland
No, it
scored the
was
last 2
different.
goals.
Yeah, a little bit of a problem.
So-
Another shot and a save by Meyer. Keep on if you want to talk a little bit more about stats.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, what we do have, though, is we have a 3-1 game at the moment. For Queensland's last 2 goals, we have Mahoney and Sinclair scoring those 2. Mahoney's goal was assisted by Watson Kelly, and Sinclair were for Barber and Goonan.
Renee Perry just won 2 face-offs in a row and just got that one back out of the zone again. That one goes past her stick over to McMahon. McMahon sending it out to Golter. Golter gets it past and out of the zone and will be picked up by Stokes for ACT. Stokes sending it back into Queensland territory, and McMahon taking her time and getting it back to Golter. Just over her stick again, though, and this is line 3 for Queensland. That one goes in. Dixon uses her skate, and that is the end of the second period. Score, 4-1.
A great period indeed. Queensland came out with a flurry, both sides looking really good. Queensland came out with a flurry after the first ACT goal. ACT responded to the Queensland goal, and then there was an immediate response by Queensland, and then the third goal was a bit of a bouncer. Sorry, the fourth goal was a bit of a bouncer and ended up getting into the net, finding its way in.
It's been a very exciting period because we were at 0-0 at the end of the first, and now we're 4-1. Crazy. And very few penalties and very few stoppages of play, especially in that first period. Now we're into the second period. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the third period. ACT is going to be having a good chat.
So just an official stat line here. In the fourth goal, we have that come up now. So it was Mahoney from Barber at 148. That's Mahoney, 6th goal of the tournament from Barber at 148. That's Mahoney's hat trick in a period. 4, 5, and 6 for the tournament for her. 1 period hat trick is pretty rare. Excellent job from Mahoney.
Amazing. A hattie for Mahoney. Her parents will be thrilled. I know they're here watching, so we are very happy for her as well. We'll come back in 15 minutes. See you shortly.
Welcome back, folks. We're here ready for the third period now between Queensland and ACT. Just an update on scoring there before we get started. There was a bit of a mix-up there. The score is 3-1, and I'm going to give you the full update on the actual stat line here. So Mahoney scored her fourth of the tournament on a power play at 11:45 unassisted. Then it was Watts for Queensland, power play goal, fifth goal of the series or the tournament from Sinclair. Then Kenyon, her third goal on the shorthanded for ACT from Brunton York. And finally Mahoney scored her fifth goal from Dixon and Brown. So I guess we're a little bit ahead of ourselves there, thinking it was a 4-1 game and thinking Mahoney had 3, but Mahoney does have 2 goals and a great effort by Queensland in that second period.
We're off in the third period right now, and ACT controlled that face-off. It came down into Queensland territory momentarily. Powell scooped it up, sent it forward, and it's now into ACT territory. Again, Queensland looking to widen that gap as far as they can, and ACT looking to shorten the gap. Coming back out again past, icing. Sorry, I've got to get back. I got to get my head back in the game right now. I was trying to catch up on the play. There's a reason why I enjoy doing the play-by-play and not the analysis, and that's because I can talk and not think. I'm just reporting what I'm seeing. That's fine. I don't have to remember afterwards. I do want to say Lee Brown, the team manager of Queensland, is okay. She did take a stick to the face. We're very happy to see that she's okay and still on the bench. That face-off won by Sinclair, gone back to Goonan and a shot on and a save.
Bouncing puck there, a little bit difficult. It wasn't exactly a hard shot, but bouncy. Always difficult for a goaltender. I can speak as the little bit of times I have played in the goal. Those are the most frustrating.
I would never want to be a goalie. I do sometimes think I would try it, but yeah. That faceoff won by Sinclair. Back to Goonan, another shot blocked, and this time making a move. ACT and a hooking call, I think, will be coming on Pickering, possibly. Not sure. No, Sinclair's laughing. It's on Sinclair.
Oh, she's coming back to visit us.
Kate Sinclair, special guest in the penalty box.
One more time.
Hooking on Sinclair. I saw hooking from ACT. Sinclair's going to argue, but not with the official, of course. She's letting the coach know what she thinks. BOXALL's going to take that face-off.
Safe to say she's not in agreement with the call. Let's just leave it at that.
BOXALL won the face-off against Watts. Power play now for ACT. Back out to Kenyon. Kenyon making a move. Back to Brunt. Brunt trying to take a shot. That one, somebody got their stick on it before it got to the net. And now Goonan tapping that out to Kenyon. Brown trying to get there first. And back to Kenyon. Kenyon back to Pickering, and a good hard shot, but it went into the boards, out to Pickering again. Or is that Brunt? I'm sorry. I've got to look at the number. The number's squished up a little bit. Then out to number 12. A save from Meyer, and that puck is loose in front of the net. Another shot.
What a flurry and what a group of saves.
Back to Kenyon. Another save by Meyer. So those shots have just flown up for ACT on their power play. Finally cleared by Queensland, so they can go for a change. And Kenyon's going to chase that one down. She has Brunt out there. She also has York. York picking up that puck and passing it back across right before the blue line, not going offside. Taken away by Alt's captain, Courtney Mahoney, but left behind, kept in by BOXALL. Big hard pass down and a clearing for Queensland to kill off important seconds. I forgot to look at the clock. I know that the penalty clock is inaccurate.
Yeah, that's correct. And I was just hand gesturing this to our friend Sinclair here in the box. It's 11:58 when the penalty is over. 11:58. 11:58.
We will look for Sinclair to leave us. She will be less sad than we are when she goes. And back behind the goalie of ACT. ACT trying to set something up. That puck goes a little bit fast. They're chasing it down. Powell gets there first, getting the icing call on ACT, and a great way to kill further seconds off of that penalty. If we are looking at the clock, it looks like that penalty is flying by.
The most interesting part of the penalties when we're in here, and I just noticed it, is when the clock stops, it actually resets. So 16 seconds is what's left on the clock. To make things even more confusing, it does fix itself when the clock stops.
I thought that they were manually fixing that, but that is
no,
good
that's
to know.
what I thought as well. But as soon as they stopped it, it fixed right back up.
So we have 6 seconds possibly remaining.
No, 58 coming down. You're not
We're keeping her in, and now she's clear. She was ready to go.
Yep.
Evan told her she's still in
I
prison.
just had to play bouncer. I did that when I was 20 years old, and here I am at 48 doing it again. What do you know?
Can you imagine? I've never been a bouncer in all my careers. All right, that puck being controlled by Queensland, possibly going to be icing again. That was too hard, too fast. Waved off. And coming back out for it now, Georgia Watts taking a shot on. Good save by Abbott Mannix. And back out for possibly icing in the other direction. Icing on ACT.
Great job by the Queensland players there, racing back, making sure there was no chance for ACT to outrace them on that icing call. Nice fresh set of legs now for them, and ACT is going to have to stay out there. Face off in the ACT zone.
Line 3 for Queensland is out there now. Facing off Renee Perry. Cannot see the number on the ACT player. They're getting a first warning, I think. But I think that was number 19, Nikita Horvath, taking that. Yes. Or possibly Stokes. In any case, Perry's trying to pressure that puck and get it into her control. Queensland would like to do something with it while they can. That one is Kenyon fighting in the boards. We know these women is supposed to be non-checking in a way, but they are quite physical. That one skate drags that out. That was Horvath that time bringing that out. Left behind, Perry has a chance. She's looking for a pass. She sends it in off the boards, and that will be icing, unfortunately. She just hit a little bit too hard. She was trying to make a sensible pass to someone, but no one was there.
Just missed it. Yeah, just missed it. Went down to the other end. And now a key face-off again on the other end with Queensland end.
Had too much mustard on it. Perry is a fellow American from New York and has been in Australia. She's in Australia now. All right. She wins the face-off, but puck just sort of sits there. That one popping up in the air. Two players with gloves on it. Dixon wins the battle with her hand and has now the puck on her stick, and she's going to move that. And we know she can skate. She's moving it past number 16, Dowell, sending it into the corner and going for a change. ACT coming out the other way. Kept in by Mahoney. No.
Not quite, apparently.
Just offside.
Easton Shearer with the call, just offside.
She was trying to time it, but she had so much speed behind her at that moment. I don't think that she could have slowed it down. And here we go. Face off, won by Abby Brown. Duffy takes it, gets it past the stick of Jasmine Gray, and Dowell sending it back the other direction to York. Back to Duffy, goes through her feet. She loses an edge, and York with an opportunity now. Very good edges there. Trying to pull that out of the way. I think that's Abby Brown and Goonan fighting for that puck. A good shot, goes behind the net. York tries again, hits the bottom of the goal, and still fighting for it. Comes back out to Kenyon. Kenyon passing that out front, blocked by Brown. Another shot, and finally frozen by Meyer.
Great job by Meyer. That's that dangerous line out there one more time for ACT. Great job by Meyer, making sure they didn't put the damage in.
They will be getting tired. BOXALL coming out now with Mutton and Pickering. And BOXALL will be taking this face-off against Kate Sinclair. That one won by Sinclair. Gone back to Powell. Powell moving that up the boards and out, trying to get it to Barber. Sargent knocks it down. That was Sinclair helping Barber. Edged out by Barber. Barber moving into the zone now. She's going to send it across. Nice play, but it went to ACT instead. Powell's chasing it. She has no one coming for her. She has a little bit of room and time. She's going to go behind the goal. And here somebody's trying to poke it to her. She just gives it away, unfortunately. And Sinclair now fighting BOXALL for it behind the net. Stick lost by BOXALL. Comes out to the blue line. Kept in by Stokes. But Georgia Watts trying to move it out. She gets stopped. Out to Sinclair, coming into the zone. She gets it to Barber. Barber picking it up, scooping it out of danger, and sending it back around to number 8, Sargent. Sargent for ACT, trying to pass that up. Dixon playing in deep for a defender. She has Perry covering her. And a little bit of help in those boards as they battle for it. It's dragged out by Watts. Watts takes a shot, goes a little bit wide behind the goal, and Powell's hustling to get there. She skates right past it, creating an opportunity, but kept in. Perry is covering everyone. She's having a fantastic shift, watching her players and knowing exactly where she's needed. So she stayed there this time. Boxall sends a hard pass, goes over the stick of Perry, and an opportunity for Kenyon. That one goes past Duffy into the boards, and Duffy trying to block that. 2 Queensland players there for support. Lisa McMahon moving that gently and patiently, dragging that out to Brunt. We had to stick close to us, but not too close. Ebony Brunt passes it out.
Beautiful play.
And a goal. No, waved off.
There were some celebrations a little too early.
It looked like it was going in. I don't know what happened, but if it did, I think it hit the post, but I'm not sure.
I think you might be right. Referee was in great position to see it, so
there was a little bit of celebrating, but play continued nonetheless. Goonan taking that puck now, and she's going to try to control that the best she possibly can. She's a good conservative player and a good mental player as well. Kelly pops it out over to Brown. Brown sends it forward to Mahoney on the blue line, but offside. Comes out again of the zone. Number 16 sends it across. Nice pickup by Jasmine Gray. Taps it to Abby Brown. Abby Brown over to Mahoney, just a little bit too hard. Mahoney picking it up in the boards, making a little bit of room, bounces it off for Brown. Brown looking, popped it, and it's still behind the goal. The goalie's just moving everywhere. ACT coming back the other way. Good passing from ACT, but taken away by Mahoney and taken back away again. Number 20, King, Nikita King. I don't think we've seen too much of her yet in this game. Now she's chasing that puck. Goonan passing it up to Sinclair. It is out of the zone. Mahoney's chasing it. Horvath is doing what she can to stop Mahoney. Mahoney doing what she can as well. Number 14 forward, sending it around the boards to Watts. There is a pretty short bench for ACT, and I feel like they've been playing their top 2 lines pretty consistently. We're seeing some other players coming out now. Powell trying to keep that away from the goal, but Meyer could see it very easily and covered that.
Another great decision by Meyer there to slow things down. ACT has been turning it on. They had that one great chance there with that top line, back forth, and hit the post. Referee there, as mentioned, in a great position to call it.
Boxall and Sinclair at the faceoff. Sinclair won that to Dixon. Dixon sending it up the boards to Watts. Watts tips it forward, and she is fast enough to get there, but she's got number 19 coming at her, and a shot and a save, but not controlled. Back out to Powell. Powell stopping it on the line. She pops it back out again, even though she falls down. Boxall taking time, picked away by Watts. Watts is going to re-enter the zone. She's got a sea of blue in front of her. She's trying to make space. She shovels it across in front of the goal over to Barber. Barber now trying to do something. Watts watching. She goes for it. Watts looking. Sends it out to Perry. Perry shoots. Save. Nice shot by Perry. She put everything she had onto that one. Watts back over. Barber getting shoved down by Boxall. Another shot from Dixon. Blocked, I think, by Boxall that time. And Amanda Dixon doing everything again. Back into the boards, over to Barber. Barber will be needing a change soon. She's got Kelly out there. Now that line is slowly changing. I noticed Powell's been on the ice for some time, so they're trying to change the line as they can while they keep into the zone. Number 8, Sargent sends that forward for ACT, poked away by Goonan, picked up by Barber. So Barber is going to leave that behind and go for a change. Powell still on the ice, sends that forward off of the stick of Perry and sent back out to ACT. Picked off by McMahon this time, who's got fresh legs. Now the rest of the line has gone finally for a change. The lines are a little bit off right now for Queensland. Brown out there trying to do something, and she gets it into the zone onto the stick of McMahon. McMahon trying to settle it. She leaves it behind for Brown. Back into the corner with McMahon. Number 12, York, sending it the other way. 17, Kenyon, out to the alt captain, Brunt. Brunt, we know she's fast. Goonan trying to get to that puck. Oh, saved by Katie Meyer, I think. And that one coming out, picked up by Dowell. Dowell takes a shot. Meyer sweeps it away easily. I don't think it would have gone on net, but she controls that nonetheless. That one coming down, I think it was touched by ACT, and the goalies covered it.
Great job again by Meyer down here on that shot. That rebound had it went off to the other direction. The ACT player was waiting and ready for it. Kept the rebound on the short side, saving her team. And then the other end, Queensland takes the puck, races it on down, and a great decision by the goaltender, keep it covered.
Abby Brown and Ebony Brunt, I think won by Brown, but ACT taking it away and making a move now. Dixon pushes the player off of the puck, giving Duffy a chance to move it around the boards. And Courtney Mahoney trying to move it around, but it's kept in by, well, partially Kenyon. Kenyon and Kenyon, both of the Kenyons there. BOXALL with the puck. Brown keeps fighting BOXALL as much as possible. Back out to Kenyon. Kenyon, the defender. She sends it across. And it's with BOXALL trying to get it out there. Dixon fighting for it. Loose puck for Mahoney. Mahoney not able to move it out, but she does pick it up again, and she's creating space by making a quick, tight turn. And she's going to come with power. She's being fought by Horvath. She works her way through, but it's stripped of the puck by Kenyon. And Kenyon now making a move. Moving forward, sends that puck to Dixon. Dixon straight back to Sinclair. Sinclair stopped by Dowell. And it's in the Queensland zone. Batted on goal. Saved by Abbott Mannix. That was a good shot from Watts. Quick thinking on her part. And back behind the goal. Back to Dowell. Dowell trying to send it across. She does get it to her player, but that one's swept in for icing. ACT icing call.
Another stoppage now, going to be bringing it back to ACT's end. That's not what ACT wants at this point. It's only 2 minutes and 51 seconds left in the game. ACT finds himself down 3-1 and a face-off in their end.
Again, I can see the players when they come back to the bench, they are all out of breath. Everybody's giving everything that they've got in this game. This is not an easy game for either side at this moment. McMahon helping Perry. Perry sweeps across in front of the net. Kelly's going to pick up the rebound. Kelly has Goonan. Goonan sends it straight back into the corner for BOXALL. BOXALL, nope, McMahon might be able to control that. She does. She pops that out to Perry. Perry, shot and a save. Perry's got to be happy with herself today. She's done some really great supportive work in center, and she's also made a few great shots on net today, so she's going to be feeling good.
No, I think there's been a lot of amazing efforts, and as you've mentioned a few times now, there has been no slowdown on either team whatsoever. Fantastic and a very, very close game this has been.
Abby Brown tried to control that puck as long as she could. Duffy tried to take it away. Kelly supporting there in that role. So this is real team effort from Queensland, keeping ACT out of the zone as much as they can. Forwards helping D. Goonan taking a bump, but getting the pass out to Mahoney off the boards. Mahoney stripped of the puck by Stokes, and she uses the boards to keep it away from Stokes. Very clever play from Mahoney. She's a very intelligent player. That rolling puck frozen. Mahoney had her stick on the blocker of Abbott Mannix at the whistle.
2 minutes and 1 second left. Still 3-1. Down face-off down in the ACT end.
Look at how tired these faces are as they come back now. That they're really going all out, not holding anything back. Sinclair fighting for that. I don't know if ACT maybe won that face-off. That puck is bouncing everywhere at the moment. Brunt moving it out, getting it to York. York taking some time, back to Brunt. Brunt getting past the Queensland defense. We have two players there. That one blocked, I think, by Barber. Barber's going to pick it up, trying to send it back out to Sinclair. Sinclair fighting in the boards for it, and she sends it back out.
Right to the right place again.
Brunt stopped by Dixon. She gloves it, and now Dixon's going to make a move. Again, she's a very offensive defense player. She sends it in deep. She resettles and lets her forwards deal with it. Sinclair with the puck, being hugged. No, she's hugging. The sticks are all wrapped around each other. Barber's come in to help her out. And now we've got Kenyon. Kenyon trying to move it out. It's going to be an icing call if Dixon gets there, and she does. Sinclair comes in for a change. Icing on ACT.
One more time with this one, they have the icing potential there, and it took the Queensland player, all the effort just to fend off and race down to the other end to make sure that was the case, and she was able to do so.
Abby Brown and Ebony Brunt, captain and alt captain at face-off. That one won by Brunt. Going back to Kenyon. Mahoney's got the puck. She's trying to move it, taken away by Brunt. Back over to York. And as you said, Evan, this is a scoring unit on the ice. Goonan moving it now. She sends it back in deep. Behind the goal, Kenyon again with Mahoney chasing her. Mahoney stops that puck, gets it away from Kenyon, gets her body in front, sends it back to Brown. Brown looking. She has Kelly in the slot. Kelly has stepped it up. Mahoney, a shot, bobbled, and a save by... Mahoney wants that, Hattie. she tried.
For esports text for about, a few minutes, you did have it. There's 34 seconds left in the game. Queensland is controlling the puck and keeping it down in the ACT end. This is not what ACT wants, of course. So great job by Queensland here to sort of keep the puck control at the end of the game to try to finish this off.
BOXALL won the face-off, which was exactly what she needed to do. Swept out front, now picked off by Kenyon. No, not Kenyon, Horvath. Horvath and Sinclair fighting for it. Sinclair kicks it out to her own stick. She's down. Watts. And 16 seconds with a whistle now. Are you coming back? She's looking at me smiling like she might be, but she's not. I've never had a more delightful person in the penalty box in my life. I love having Kate Sinclair over here, but I don't really want her to keep getting in trouble.
I'm sure she couldn't have got in trouble with that one. I think she was tripped up in that case.
That one, McMahon taking the face off. It's good that they're giving the experience to different players. Queensland clearing the zone. Watts coming in, 6 seconds. Coach counting down. That one saved it up into the netting for a whistle.
2 seconds left in the clock.
If they could get a fast face-off goal, Queensland might be happy, but I mean, never say never.
Never say never. That'd be very difficult with 2 seconds, but it is very possible.
Here we go for the final 2 seconds of play in the game. McMahon's going to take another face-off. That one controlled by BOXALL. And that is the game. Queensland goes up 4-0 in wins. They will be happy with that result. They are defending a gold medal.
Yeah, no, in the end, it was a dominating performance at the very end there. They did keep the puck control. ACT gave them all that they could handle for most of the game. When Queensland went up, the second goal I felt on Queensland's side was, I'll say a little bit of luck in that one, but the third goal was an exclamation point. And after that point, Queensland just played the puck control game and was able to do so and finish it off.
We'll be back shortly for the next BOXALL game. It will be New South Wales and Western Australia. I expect a packed house.
Indeed.
Thank you, Evan. We'll see everyone shortly.